Hi, how are you doing today? Today I'm doing a dish that's really fun called beef stew. Beef stew is a versatile dish. It could be a dish for a potluck with friends, a dish on dinner table, also a one-person dish. You can have leftover. You can always freeze it and defrost it and heat it up. It heats really well after you reheat it. So let's go through ingredients. What we have first is the water, and also we have potatoes, and we also have a main ingredient of 2.5 pounds of beef tendon. Also we have carrots, and we have actually lemongrass. Lemongrass is something that's very crucial for this ingredient because I add a twist to it. It's the Asian type of herb, and it's come in stalks, and it's got a very great lemony taste to it and can get rid of the gamey smells for the beef. We also have cooking oil, coconut oil I'm using here. We also have shallots, and also I have salt here, and ketchup, tomato paste, and Shaoxing rice wine, Shire sauce, and some sugar, and the water eventually to mix with the cornstarch. So there you have it. So let's go ahead and right now start creating this dish together. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that 2.5 pounds of the beef tendon. Use a pretty sharp knife to cut through the whole beef. The reason why it's important to have a sharp knife, that way we can cut through evenly, and also the important part of it is that the beef need to be a certain size. We don't want too large, but we also don't want too small. So what I'm doing is actually I'm gonna cut through to medium sizes. When it's done, it will be really good for this dish. You can have a bite to it, and also can see the beef when it's done. So there you have it. As you can see right now, I have the whole beef cut out into about 2 to 2.5 inches of the sizes. So actually that's a very good size for this dish. You're gonna shrink a little tiny bit when we're done. I have pre-boiled about 5 cups of hot water now, and I'm putting all the beef in there to give a boil bath, we call it. In that way, the beef will come out very fresh, have no leftovers, gamey smell, and also will be great for other ingredients in this dish to come through, and also be a great marriage for this with this beef. As you can see, it's been about a couple minutes now. The water started turning cloudy, and the beef started getting opaque. That's a perfect time to turn off the fire and also drain the beef onto a drainer. And when that is done, and we'll be ready for our beef stew dish. All these ingredients are ready to be put into the wok, and I'm going to just go ahead and tell you what I've done. The shallots I've actually cut into little chunks, and also the beef tendons being pre-boiled, and then 3 inches of the potato being peeled and chopped to 3 inches chunks. And then we actually have the carrots that to about long strips diagonal across it, so aesthetically it would look really gorgeous when it comes out. And also I have also different type of carrot in there, so I just want to give a different color to the whole dish. And then also I have the lemongrass that was a long stick, and I went ahead and actually sectioned into two. So all we need is a flavoring. So after that we're going to take it out. So we're not going to serve the lemongrass with the dish. So as we see, everything is ready to go. Let me go ahead and heat up the wok really quick and start pouring the oil, the coconut oil in it. Once it heat up to be a high temperature, we can go ahead and start putting the first ingredients in, which will be the beef and also the shallots. But the important thing is for the potato and the carrots to come later after the beef tendon have gone into the cooking for about 2 hours. So that way the potato and carrots will not be too mushy. So let me go ahead and start putting the shallots in. As right now that the shallots been put into the heated oil for about I would say 30 seconds or so until it turns light brown or a little. Shallot is a good condiment that would take tea very well. So you can go ahead and give a good stir. And once it's getting to a point that getting a little bit light brown, and then we can go ahead and putting the beef in, and the beef, the pre-boiled beef tendon. Now a couple minutes later, after I bind the shallots and beef, I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the Shaoxing rice wine. This ingredient is very crucial to be the first one, and it will actually bind really well with the beef and get rid of the gamey smell of the beef. Next, you can go into is the Worcestershire sauce. This will add a little kick to the beef with a little acidic taste to it, and it's gonna do so much, even just a little tiny bit of that. Now I'm gonna add the sugar to the wok, to the mix, and what that does is actually bring out the sweetness of the beef flavor in this food. So next one I'm gonna go ahead and do is the ketchup. But again, we need a little bit more acidic by using a variety of ingredients that to combine all together. So that way we'll have very complex and sophisticated taste to it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add the 1 tablespoons of the tomato paste. Again, sometimes that will give a more of intense flavor of the tomato taste to it. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a good stir here. After the beef stew mixture has been well blended and stirred, we're going to go ahead and pour in the water to it. We want to do very slowly because the water might splash on you and that could be dangerous. So after this, we're going to give the mixture another stir. That way everything is well blended. And then once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and crank up the heat to high and let it boil until it's done. Now we're going to go ahead and turn the heat to medium and put a lid on so that way the beef mixture can keep cooking for another 2 hours. We're at about 2 hours time of cooking now, so we're going to go ahead and open the lid and also start putting, you can see how bubbling the mixture is. That's exactly the right heat it should be at. And after that, we're going to go ahead and stir it one more time. And then we're going to put the potato and carrots that we mentioned earlier need to be down after 2 hours cooking. So now here it goes, the potato. Now I'm going to put the second vegetable, the carrots, in the mixture. And these two vegetables, potato and carrots, both are pretty starchy vegetables. This step will allow the beef mixture to penetrate its flavor into the two vegetables. That way when you bite into potato or carrots, you can actually smell and also taste the aroma. Now the lemongrass that we're going to put in is actually just add flavor and complexity to the dish. We will not serve this ingredient at the final presentation, so we will remove that before we serve the dish. So I'm gonna go ahead and recover the beef stew, and then now has been about half an hour later, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the lid and also take a look at what we got. I think it's amazing how the colors are, and also I'm going to give a final stir to it and just make sure everything is mixed well. And as you can see, the vibrancy of the color, it's just going to be a delicious dish. At this point, the beef stew is still at a point that we would like to have a little bit thicker than what it is. So actually, I'm going to add the cornstarch water to it. And this cornstarch water will be a little pasty after mix it together. And after we've done that, we're going to pour on the edge of the beef stew so that way it can thicken a little bit more to the thickness we're looking for. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Just go ahead and pour it around it and give a couple good stir to the mix. At this point, the heat should be about medium high. And so after we've done that, we're ready to serve. Now I'm going to dish this yummy, colorful dish onto a large plate. This portion can feed about 4 to 6 people, depends on your appetite. As you can see, I generally dish the ingredients out because I want to still be able to bite into the potato and carrots when you're eating them. At the same time, I will remove the lemongrass before I serve on the table. For this yummy recipe, go onto my website, Chusion.com. Be well, be blessed. Until we share together soon. Unleash the chef in you.